On March 26, 2025, General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, leader of the Sudanese armed forces, announced that Khartoum, the capital, is now under military control following its recapture from the Rapid Support Forces or RSF. This marks a significant shift in the ongoing conflict that began in April 2023. The Sudanese Armed Forces, referred to as the SAF, launched an operation to retake Khartoum, starting with the capture of the Khartoum International Airport. Control of the airport allowed the SAF to secure a key entry point for supplies and personnel. From there, the military advanced on critical government locations, including the Presidential Palace, a major administrative center in the city.
شعبنا الأبي الصامت في ملحمة بطولية خالدة توجت قواتنا اليوم نجاحاتها بمحاور الخرطوم، حيث تمكنت من سحق شراذم ميليشيا الدغل الإرهابية بمناطق وسط الخرطوم والسوق العربي ومباني القصر الجمهوري، رمز سيادة وعزة وكرامة الشعب السوداني.
The SAF then moved to secure the Manshia Bridge, which spans the Blue Nile River. This bridge connects eastern and central parts of Khartoum. By taking it, the military blocked RSF reinforcements from crossing into the city. The Jebel Aulia Bridge, located south of Khartoum, remains the RSF's only exit route as SAF forces tightened their hold. Across the city, witnesses and activists and video could show that RSF fighters have been retreating and were running southwards from neighborhoods they previously controlled, ostensibly towards Jebel Aulia. Witnesses said the RSF had mainly stationed its forces in southern Khartoum to secure their withdrawal from the capital via bridges to the neighboring city of Omdurman. The Rapid Support Forces had controlled most of Khartoum since the war began in April 2023. The conflict erupted after a breakdown in relations between the SAF and RSF, two factions that had previously shared power following a 2021 coup. With this defeat, the RSF has been pushed south out of the capital. Their remaining positions are now concentrated outside Khartoum, primarily in the Darfur region to the west. The war has had a severe impact on Sudan. According to current estimates, 12.5 million people have been displaced since fighting began, either within the country or across its borders. Large areas of Sudan are also facing acute food shortages, with some regions nearing famine conditions. The Sudan Army Chief had previously opposed Kenya's role in mediation, accusing its president William Ruto of bias. Kenya dismissed these claims. But then last year, President Ruto hosted RSF Chief Hemedi at the State House in Nairobi. He also shares a long-time friendship with the RSF leader. At the moment, the winds of change have been in favor of the Army Chief Burhan, with his forces gaining momentum in the fight for the capital of Khartoum. He has also rejected the possibility of the formation of a rival government.
Outside solutions won't be forced on Sudanese people. I'm sending a message to the African Union and the United Nations. The Sudanese people won't accept imposing any government, and they won't accept having Hamdok or any other person.
Humanitarian organizations report difficulties in delivering aid due to ongoing hostilities. While the SAF now controls Khartoum, the RSF retains influence in Darfur, a region where the group originated as the Janjaweed militia. This suggests the conflict is far from over, as the RSF could attempt to regroup or maintain operations from its western bases. The involvement of foreign powers continues to complicate the situation. Several countries are reported to be providing arms and support to both the SAF and RSF, prolonging the conflict. Sudan's military-backed government lashed out at William Ruto's government in Kenya. This is because President Ruto's government rolled the red carpet for members of Sudan's paramilitary RSF and its allies. Leading this delegation is Abdul Rahim Dagalo. He is the brother and deputy of the RSF commander Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo, popularly known as Hemedi. Now in Nairobi, the RSF and its allies announced a parallel government in Sudan. The RSF, that has been at war with the Sudanese army for nearly 2 years now, signed a founding charter on Friday for a peace and unity government in Sudan. The Sudanese army-led government says Kenya has violated its pledges to not allow hostile activities against Sudan to be carried out on its soil. It says Nairobi's actions have been that of hostility and betrayal. In January this year, when Sudan's foreign minister visited Nairobi, he was given an assurance by the Ruto government that Kenya had no intentions of supporting a parallel government in the war-hit nation. Now Nairobi says it has reconsidered its position. It did not mention a parallel government but pushed for dialogue. Regional experts say with this latest move of hosting the RSF for announcing a parallel government, William Ruto is playing a game of chance in the Sudan crisis that is fraught with risks. His current position is also against the regional one that's adopted by the African Union for dialogue between the Sudanese army and the paramilitary RSF without outside interference. Time and again, talks of a ceasefire have failed. The warring generals have shown little interest in a long-term ceasefire. Last week, the UAE, accused of backing the RSF with arms, turned around and called for a truce at a conference with the African Union leaders and the UN chief Antonio Guterres. The UAE had pushed for a humanitarian ceasefire during the Muslim holy month of Ramadan. The ceasefire call was backed by the UN chief Antonio Guterres.
Sudan is being torn apart before our eyes and is now home to the world's largest displacement crisis and famine.
Diplomatic efforts by the United Nations, African Union and other bodies have so far failed to broker a ceasefire or lasting peace agreement between the two sides. General Al-Burhan's declaration that Khartoum is free refers to its liberation from RSF control. However, the city has sustained significant damage from nearly 2 years of fighting. The SAF's ability to maintain security and rebuild the infrastructure will be a key factor in the coming months. For now, the military appears focused on consolidating its position in the capital. Newsroom, Maisha TV, Busia Junior.